Hey, welcome back. We are still on our first episode of Nordic Delights Food for Thoughts cooking session, and we are still in this beautiful villa in Seminyak. Additionally, I have a new cooking friend, and she's going to help me do the main course for tonight, and that's actually a quinoa salad with a little bit of Mediterranean vegetable stuff in it, and a grilled chicken that we already prepared because we don't want to cook all night, we are getting hungry. So, Nordic Delight is, as you know, about cooking, connecting and contribute. So we're cooking tonight and we're connecting, sharing a story, contributing by highlighting Bali, the people that live here, the people that work here, the people that love Bali, and that's our way to show our love and eat at the same time. Not a bad combination. Please welcome my friend Primi, likewise very, very ambitious and entrepreneur, I would say. You have many things going on for you now. Mm-hmm. I just wanted to start with, so you're not from Bali, right? Primi, you're from?
Manado, North Sulawesi.
And that's north of Bali, I would say, yeah?
Yes, kind of.
So you've been living in Bali how long?
I think almost 8 years now.
8 years. So you're still in Indonesia, but I guess that the culture of food is different. Very different from Manado to Bali.
Yeah, there are some similarities, but not much. The rest of it is like totally different.
So what would you say would be the main differences between Manado and Bali food, if you can generalize it like that?
I think our food is more, Manadonese food is more spicy, and we use a lot of herbs as well at the same time in almost every cooking. So
what do you mean by herbs when you say herbs? Is it from what kind of herbs?
Oh, we use everything. Like we have the lemongrass, right? So there's lemongrass in there, and then we have the we have all these like green leafy greens. There's like smelling very strong aromatic ones, and what else? And so many roots as well. I think basically Indonesian culture, when it comes to food, we use a lot of roots, a lot of herbs. But in some cookings, it's like, okay, it's like centralized around the roots or centralized around certain herbs or stuff like that. But Manadonese is almost like, you mix all of that. It's like, I think for some palate it will be considered.
It's like like
overkill or you put too much stuff in there. But for Manadonese, it's always like the extra, a little bit extreme when it comes to the usage of spices and herbs.
And it's so cool because I've been there. I've been with Primi where she's from, and it was. I mean, I would say, you said it before, but I would say, confirming to that Manadonese are foodies.
Yep.
It's all about kind of, what are we eating, when are we eating, and, where are we eating.
Yeah. And so I think that what's most important is that people sometimes like say hi. The way you say hi is like, hey, where are you going? Hey, what's up today? What are you doing today? And how are you? And stuff like that. Manadonese people will ask like, hey, have you eaten? Have you ate anything yet? So that's so that's kind of it.
That's super cool.
Yeah.
So let's see if we can talk and shop at the same time. Would you help me chop some onion for the stir fry?
Yeah.
So we can start doing those in little boats, if you wish.
Yes, sure.
To help me out with that.
Yeah.
You actually, I'm giving you my knife now. I'm
okay.
Usually the chef doesn't give away their knife, but
you can use this
I trust
knife.
you.
I can use whatever knife.
I do this with the paprika, and we kind of
look at that.
chopping.
I'm pretty good at chopping as well.
So for you and food, I know that it's a big thing for you, and you even have started doing it commercially wise. From the roots of your cooking.
Yeah.
So what would you say that the people here in Bali, how do they receive the Manadonese cooking? Would you say they are kind of, we know this, we like this, or is it more like, I'm not sure about that?
Most people, especially Indonesian people, are very familiar with the term Manadonese food, and there are some food from Manado that are very famous as well. In Indonesia, I mean, like for example, our Manadonese porridge, the tinutuan, or people usually call it bubur Manado, is quite famous. We also have some,
Bubur is like a porridge.
Porridge, yeah. and we have also the sambal, especially sambal roa. It's actually made, just a regular sambal actually, but we have this very smoked fish, and this type of fish only live in Moluccas water, as well as in the in our North Sulawesi province. So that's pretty special, because you can only find it over there.
So that's what I was thinking. How do you actually make your Manadonese? Why do I say something else? Manadonese food here in Bali. Can you find the ingredients, or you need to kind of get people over from there to get it to you? Or
like, for example, if I make, because I also sell the sambal one, when I make the sambal, the fish needs to be shipped from Manado, but the rest of the ingredients, of course, I can find here. There's a little bit differences when it comes to how strong the aroma or how strong the taste of certain herbs or things that we use, but I basically think, in every area, when it comes to certain landscape and stuff like that, the minerals in the soil and stuff like that, it's probably going to be like totally different. I come from Tomohon. This city is sitting in the my hometown is Tomohon, is sitting in the valley, in between two active volcanoes. So you can imagine the herbs that are growing there. It's just like very, very strong and intense.
I can imagine.
So what I find is that whenever I cook Manadonese food, I have to sort of like double the amount of spices and herbs to achieve the
right
level
kind of flavor.
that I want to.
So for you, food is just it's in your blood, it's in your culture, it's in your in the tradition. So you've been living here in Bali and exposed for so many kind of different food styles, whatever. So from not Indonesian food, what would you say is your kind of go-to food? What do you like any other food than Indonesian Manadonese food, or if so, what kind of food do you go to if you would like to try something new?
I definitely know what I like. I definitely like also and really, really enjoy other kinds of food, whether it's Western or other Asian cuisine. I love Chinese food, but I especially love Japanese food. Like Japanese food is like everything.
It's very clean and
and neat, and just like it's just a very distinct flavor when you have this Japanese food. But nevertheless, it's also made out of very simple. So it's actually the opposite of Manadonese food, right? And then we have also some of the Western cooking. I think I learned how to eat my vegetables from, your
Shall we go
salad.
in the kitchen?
Yeah, you can go. I shall bring this one.
So bring in the
chicken as well. But probably broccoli last, but nevertheless, we don't
I think we can do the broccoli as well now.
Yeah,
because I didn't pre-boil them, so let's let them.
Yeah. So just half of that, yeah.
I think so for now. As we know, we are in an Airbnb hotel room, and I don't have my usually props and pans and stuff with me, so we're doing it by.
It's okay, we can cook again. Probably we need a little bit more oil. Yes. Yes.
I know your husband, as I know him well as well. He's Chinese. So what are you fighting in the kitchen? Who's going to cook what? Or?
No, because he doesn't cook at all. Well, actually, he learned a little bit, and now he can sort of like man the. For example, after I season everything and put it in there, like I can task him to
he do the final touches,
watch it, and and then you can taste. So he kind of understands, but he's still in a very, very early learning process. But before he couldn't cook at all. Just this year he learned how to cook.
So that's thanks to you, or you would say?
Well, it's thanks to him wanting to learn something new, I think. We
it's quite sexy to have a man in the kitchen, yeah?
I know, right? When you see them from the back, the broad shoulder,
the focus.
It's so cool. And then they come and then, baby, food's ready. That's so sexy, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. So I know that you work hard. You've been in the marketing and in the travel industry, but I know that you lately focus on something that is very dear to your heart, and that is empowering women.
Yeah.
Especially local Indonesian women.
Yeah.
So can you want you to kind of just give me a hint of where are you with that now? Special times now, we can't really proceed with events and stuff like that that we intended to this year. But how do you keep keep that going?
Well, for me, I think I wanted to do that because that's where I find I was able to be helped and also, get help and also help other people when I start to be more focused on personal development.
So that's started with yourself.
Yeah, I started with myself, and I wanted to just, share that with other women. Do you think that this is cool, or do you think it's more like the broccoli is still not done? Yeah. So we leave it for what?
Want to do the little trick?
Yeah.
Water.
Yeah. That's it. And then we put it back. So this is what I do for now. Is just trying to also share my story, and also because along the way I've met a lot of great women as well. So what I can do is, like, even though it's coming from my experience and what I learned along the way, I can't really, you can really do things on their own, right?
Yeah.
And so what I did was actually trying to connect and get help and support from all of my friends, because I've met a lot of amazing women, and so I feature the other amazing Indonesian women in their expertise to try and help other women in this particular group. So it's basically very simple. I just assemble them in a Facebook group, and then they, somebody who has very good leadership skill or communication skill, or can teach something, can just put content in there and share it with this woman.
Would you say that it's in Indonesian women? I know when I grew up in Sweden, very liberal and equality and all that, and we can kind of do anything we want, and women's empowerment, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Would you say that Indonesia has recently kind of grasped the concept that and allowing women to kind of do their thing as well? Have you seen a shift, or is it still like, do you have to kind of chase women and
I think we still need to do a lot of work there. That's what I observe, at least, with Indonesian women. But it's also very tricky because Indonesia is very huge, and when it comes to culture and things like that, I mean,
different in different regions as well, allowing or not allowing.
Yeah, and I mean 34 provinces.
Yeah.
That's a lot. And
19,000 islands, or
no,
what?
17 plus thousand islands, and still using probably over 170 languages other than Bahasa Indonesia. So that's that's a lot of things to sort of like communicate. There's a lot of different culture as well. So I think it's a work in progress, and but at least what we're doing now, I think some things have been done, and some things have been done well.
But are women more prone to seek? Because as you say, this is done in private conversations, in private, if it's the varisa and stuff like that. But are women now more, because they also look at Western society and what women can do there? Do they also feel like, are they? Do they kind of commit to say, like, okay, I want to learn more about how can I make my situation better?
At this level, what I find from what we are working on is a lot more are still shy, and it's not very safe for them to open up, because they're probably fear a lot of judgment, and this is something that is very, very new. But a lot of people have been seeking as well. A lot of women have been seeking for what can be done differently. And so women who have access have been, I think, utilizing that access well. Women who have been involved in a lot of different environments and empowered themselves have now also tried to reach out to those who are still, in hiding or still seeking. But I mean, I think Indonesia has like 256 something million people. Adult at least, and half of them are women. So that's a lot of numbers to chase as well.
Absolutely.
So that's a lot.
So where do you find them, or do they find you?
From what I do, I still need to find them. Only very small percentage of women will try to seek out and then seek out help and seek out resources. But most of the time, we who see that, this is a problem, we need to go out and find people who are still struggling there. So we really need to meet them where they are at. So you will it's almost like selling stuff, you know. You just have to be very, very much visible to these ladies. Cool.
So I'm thinking how we, because the bowl is this.
Yeah.
This is what we have to work with.
Yeah, all right.
Basically. So I'm thinking layers. So if we put a little bit quinoa, a little bit of the vegetables, and then I'm just gonna slice up the chicken, and we have that on the side.
All right, that looks good. So, but curiously though, have you mentioned and introduced to everyone what's the name of the dish?
So let's say it's just that's what Friends is for, salad with chicken.
Ah, that's
I don't
what
know.
Friends is for, salad. Okay, with chicken.
So if you help me kind of assemble, put
So I
in
put the
layers
layers, yeah?
or something, and we're gonna chop up some
Alright.
nuts for the aftermath. I'm gonna
So,
see if I still have
yeah.
the basil in here.
I do whatever I want, yeah? So whatever layer I want. So I'm gonna
Do
start with the
whatever
quinoa.
you want. I'm gonna chop up some herbs. We
Yeah.
talked about herbs earlier.
Yeah.
In Sweden, dill is our staple
Dill.
herb.
All right.
As well as with that's mint. I'm opening
put some
the wrong
colours
bag.
here.
That's gonna be for the dessert. That is it's okay. So dill and parsley is big, but we also like basil, of course.
Yeah.
So for this dish that feels a little bit Mediterranean, the entree was more Scandinavian touch. This is more
Yeah.
Mediterranean because it's hot in Bali, right?
Yeah, it is. Hot and humid
It's
over here.
hot and
Oops.
humid. We are living the life in paradise with good weather all year round. So let's say that we do a little bit basil today. Had some dill in the appetizer. That was
Yeah.
a smoked salmon on brown bread and with some wasabi cream that Jennifer helped me make.
Cool. I'm
So
gonna
this-
layer it again, yeah? So I made several
Layer it again.
layers.
I'm gonna add on some basil for you
Ooh.
there.
Smells very good.
I'm gonna chop up some nuts if I can do this on this little board.
You can change this
So this
board. You can
is-
use this board.
That's fine. So this is just some mixed nuts and some
Yeah.
seeds. I think it's some sunflower seeds.
Yep. Okay.
And that's what I like about Bali. It's such a dynamic food culture. You can get almost anything nowadays, right?
Yeah, because it's like almost like a hub here, right? A lot of culture meet here, and yet Bali also maintains its own culture and its own lifestyle.
Right.
But also there's a lot. Yeah, there's a lot of Mediterranean, Mexican, Americans. Just a lot of culture meet here.
Yeah.
So that's kind of interesting as well to see, and it's also very lucky for us who are living here. It's almost like we're traveling the world without having to go on a plane, right?
Yeah, I
You
know,
just,
right?
drive to a certain area of Bali, and then you'll find, another culture from another certain country.
And that's what that's what I would like from this kind of
Yeah.
cooking series too, for people to see Bali, to see, where different locations, talk to people that live here or from here or from somewhere else, but
Yeah.
found Bali as their common ground and that we're still trying. Yeah, we're still trying to make amends, even though it seems like the world is going crazy for the moment. It feels like, everybody say Bali is a magic place, but I think it
Yeah.
is because it allows you to actually become a better version of yourself.
Yeah.
Should you put some nuts?
Yep. Ooh, look at that.
I think we kind of is done.
Yeah,
What
it's
do you
not
think,
hard to
Primi?
make this. I think we're done. So and it's not hard to make this, it's like very
Not bad,
simple.
eh? For a
Yay.
little Airbnb kitchen.
I don't think this is bad. This is so good. This is so cool.
Thank you,
know
girlfriend.
that? Ta-da! We made it.
we are. We're gonna eat this now. Thank you for watching and look forward to the next episode. See you. Hey, da.